Hello, guys. Welcome back. I'm doing a Joe Rogan clip reaction. I think Joe Rogan Experience clip. I think that's what the abbreviation JRE stands for. The worst case scenario for AI. Here doing another tech video on AI. I like AI. I like talking about AI. These are conversations I have with my friends, my spare time, and so yeah. When I get on here as well, I do not see why I can talk to my online friends about AI. So buckle up, let's get right into it.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
So this is logical. And the problem is, like I said, when I've talked to Mark Andreessen and many other people, they think this is just fear-mongering. We'll be fine. This is worst case scenario. We'll be fine.
It is worst case scenario, but that's standard in computer science, in cryptography, in complexity, in computability. You're not looking at best case. I'm ready for the best case. Give me utopia. I'm looking at problems which are likely to happen. And it's not just me saying it. We have Nobel Prize winners, Turing Award winners, all saying this is very dangerous, 20-30% P-doom. This is standard in industry. 30% is what surveys of machine learning experts are giving us right now.
So what is worst case scenario? Like, how could AI eventually lead to the destruction of the human race?
Okay, pause. So worst case scenario, they're about to talk about that. But in the beginning, Joe Rogan talks about how this isn't just fear mongering, which to a very large extent I feel could be an intent of whatever is happening, could be a marketing tactic, or could be an overselling of the product, which I keep saying. And I feel like human beings naturally gravitate towards negative news. And so publicity, whether good or bad, works for the product. So if we're talking about AI is going to kill everybody, AI is going to take jobs, AI is going to, come for this, come for that, hardly do we talk about the good things AI is helping us do, even at the moment online. I mean, they talk about it, but in the headlines, you don't hear things like that. You only hear about the clashes, the tech giants. Maybe once in a while, you're gonna hear like some good news. Okay, Nvidia is making this so and so amount of money. They're the biggest company. Yes, but it's like the bulk of the news is all the negatives, and like I said, human beings gravitate towards that, and so it could be just fear mongering at this point that is not founded on anything. But here we have the guest also talking about the fact that in computer science, it's not shocking that is also regarded as a possibility of the worst case scenario happening, where what he's about to talk about. And so it's like Nobel Prize winners and the fathers of AI and everybody keeps talking about how if care is not taken, this could lead to a place where we do not want it to go. I remember hearing one of the, I've forgotten the name, talking about how if you want to understand how AI will be to us, you should ask how maybe chickens, I think he said, how chickens feel about us killing them. It's like we do not regard them. They are food to us. They are food basically to us, and so they do not think on our level. We are superior in that sense, and so that is where we are going to, where these things are super smart that we cannot control them anymore. And rather than talk about the best case scenario, Joe Rogan is about to talk about the worst case scenario with his guest. Let's get right into it.
So you can ask me how I would kill everyone.
Sure.
And it's a great question. I can give you standard answers. I would talk about computer viruses, breaking into maybe nuclear facilities, nuclear war. I can talk about synthetic biology, nanotech. But all of it is not interesting when you realize we're talking about superintelligence, a system which is thousands of times smarter than me. It would come up with something completely novel, more optimal, better way, more efficient way of doing it. And I cannot predict it because I'm not that smart. That's exactly what it is. We're basically setting up adversarial situation with agents which are like squirrels versus humans. No group of squirrels can figure out how to control us.
Right.
Even if you give them more resources, more acorns, whatever, they're not going to solve that problem. And
Actually, if you give squirrels all the acorns in the world, they cannot figure out how to control us or how to beat us or how to kill us. It's not possible. And so that's the analogy that he's using. So in worst case scenario, through viruses, through, and one agentic AI or, an AI agent, I think that's the right term, breaking into a nuclear facility as a virus and then, nuking everybody. I mean, these look like movie plots to me, but yeah, call me a skeptic, but we are not getting there anytime soon, if you ask me. But even if we are going to get there, I do not see this world ending. Come on, global warming did not end the world. Do you know how many times they used to talk about the ozone layer depleting when I was in junior high school? So many times. We're still here. If God doesn't end this world, it's not ending. Like, honestly. Well, maybe if you're not a person of faith, you can have different ideologies concerning that, but I feel like the world is so sufficient to contain whatever we come at it with until it's time to evacuate. And I don't think AI is that apocalypse that's going to end everything. Worst case scenario, I don't even want to think about the worst case scenario, but is it something to be careful about? Yes. But is it going to nuke us all to death? Like I said, even in the Matrix, they were able to build a Zion, but we are more resilient than that in real life. We will not get to that point where the AIs have put us all into a deep sleep and are controlling our minds. We'll not get to that point. Come on.
And it's the same for us. And most people think 1 or 2 steps ahead. And it's not enough. It's not enough in chess. It's not enough here. If you think about AGI and then maybe superintelligence, that's not the end of that game. The process continues. You'll get superintelligence creating next level AI. So superintelligence plus plus, 2.0, 3.0, it goes on indefinitely. You have to create a safety mechanism which scales forever, never makes mistakes, and keeps us in decision-making position.
Great. So that's something that needs to be talked about a lot. A safety net that's scalable, that will work for a very long time, that will keep us in the decision-making seat. That's something we need to be talking about. And that's where I say human beings are resilient. Human beings do not like the fact that they will not be in control. Come on, who created these things? We gave it all of our knowledge. All of our knowledge throughout history, and it's using it. It's gotten to the point where it's reasoning. The reasoning is not perfect yet. Trust me, it is not perfect. Why am I even saying to trust me? Look at the news on even papers that have been written. Yes, some people will say Apple is just trying to be, I've said that before. I've said that Apple is playing catch up. Yes, they are, but other people have come to the realization that even in ChatGPT, come on, you give ChatGPT a task and it can string you along for a long time. It's really not able to do it, but it will not be honest. And like I said, these bots actually lie, not knowing that they are lying, because they are built on our reasoning, our knowledge. So as long as they're going to as long as they are results oriented, they can cut corners to achieve those results, and that's a lie. That most of those processes involved in that could be lies. And if you push ChatGPT to the wall, to the corner, they will accept the fact that, honestly, I was lying about so and so. And so building that safety net is very, very important. There was something I wanted to talk about, but it escaped me. When I remember, I'll bring it up again.
So we can undo something if we don't like it.
And it would take super intelligence to create a safety mechanism to control super intelligence.
At that level. And it's a catch-22. If we had friendly AI, we can make another friendly AI. So if like aliens send us one and we trust it, then we can use it to build local version, which is somewhat safe.
Have you thought about the possibility that this is the role of the human race and that this happens all throughout the cosmos? Is that curious humans who thrive on innovation will ultimately create a better version of life?
I thought about
So this statement actually made me remember what I wanted to talk about. You see, all of this is founded on the ideology that AI, artificial intelligence, will get to the point where it's sentient, in the sense that it's conscious. It actually knows that it's alive. It has self-awareness. Come on. Come on. That would mean that there has to be something beyond an operating system. So equating an operating system to a soul it doesn't make any sense. Animals can feel, even though animals, well, again, if you're not a person of faith, this may be too much for you, but even on a level that is not even faith related, animals have souls. Animals can feel. Animals feel hurt. They feel sad. They feel, and that's why some people feel like they're not going to eat, meat and all that. Story for another day. But when a dog feels sad, But even then, we feel like they do not have enough meaning. A chicken does not have enough meaning, or a rabbit does not have enough meaning, to the point where they don't have a purpose to life, to the point where if we terminate their life, it's not a big deal. It's just for sustenance. We are on top of the food chain, so let's enjoy. We don't think about them in that sense that their sentience or their consciousness even means much. And so to think that hardware and operating system and that is able to do a certain level of reasoning is life. It's like they're equating the ability to reason to life. It's going to get so, because if that's the trajectory, yes, it's patterned on the human brain, but if that's the trajectory, reasoning, now it's able to do automated tasks, it's able to do things once we issue prompts and all that, it's going to get to the point where it no longer needs us. Yes, it's able to do those things, but is it doing it with something that's equal to a soul that it knows that we're alive and we need to take over? I do not think so. I think that is where I feel like it's too far-fetched for me. It's not. It doesn't make any sense. To a large extent, it doesn't make any sense. Let me know if you think otherwise. But AI being conscious, I can't wrap my mind around it. But maybe I'll think some more about it. But I do not think it's possible.
about it. Many people think that's the answer to Fermi paradox. There is also now a group of people looking at what they call a worthy successor. Basically, they kind of say, yep, we're going to build superintelligence. Yep, we can control it. So what properties would we like to see in those systems? How important is it that it likes art and poetry and spreads it through the universe? And to me, it's like, I don't want to give up yet. I'm not ready to decide if killers of my family and everyone will like poetry. We're still here. We're still making decisions. Let's figure out what we can do.
Well, poetry is only relevant to us because poetry is difficult to create, and it resonates with us. Poetry doesn't mean jack shit to a flower.
It's more global to me. I don't care what happens after I'm dead, my family is dead, all the humans are dead. Whatever they like poetry or not is irrelevant to me.
Right. But the point is, like, the things that we put meaning in, it's only us. A supermassive black hole doesn't give a shit about a great song.
Yeah. And they talk about some super values, super culture, super things, super intelligence would like, and it's important that they are conscious and experienced all that greatness in the universe.
But I would think that they would look at us the same way we look at chimpanzees. We would say, yeah, they're great, but don't give them guns. Yeah, they're great, but don't let them have airplanes. Don't let them make global geopolitical decision.
I don't know, but I mean, I may just watch a minute or two of this. I'll continue on my own time, just so that the video is not so lengthy. But I mean, I do not I do not understand how we're able to think of AI as being conscious one day, you know. It's the same argument when you say, when people talk about the Big Bang, you know. People talk about the Big Bang, they are talking about everything being created from nothing. And so, if you do not have the components to build a consciousness, and mind you, even intelligence, I'm not even talking about consciousness now, even intelligence, scientists over the years have not been able to quantify, they've not been able to come to a consensus as to what intelligence is. Yes, we have an intelligence quotient to kind of quantify, but we do not know what does it entail, you know. And so to talk about consciousness and to talk about something that is more like now a life form is basically saying, using the Big Bang argument, is like, we do not know the components of what creates consciousness or self-awareness, but we can create it. It's gonna happen because electrical circuits and an operating system have come together. NVIDIA chips or chipsets or whatever have come together until right now. By some magical means, they're able to compute on the screen, but right now they're going to build their own consciousness and they're going to come alive. It's the same argument for nothing creating everything. You know, there was an explosion in millions of years. You know, we start having unicellular organisms and things like that. And time goes on, and then we have human beings. It's the same thing for me. It's the same thing for me. I'm a creationist. I believe in the creation story. I believe that there's a designer. I believe that somebody thought this through to have us like this. And for them to be able to do this, they need to be bigger and higher than us. You understand? But I don't see human beings being able to create another life form. That's all I'm saying. Being able to create another life form from computers is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You know, yeah, maybe I'm just a skeptic along that line, but yes, could AI be dangerous in a certain way? Yes, because it's software. Look at viruses. I mean, computer viruses. They can be destructive. I've had very bad run-ins with with some viruses. You know, right now viruses are not even a big deal like they used to be. But yes, think of it that way, where it's able to be destructive, it's able to, you know, do things that we didn't tell it to do. But as to whether that thing is a life form, I do not think so. If you think otherwise, let me know why if you have a reason why you think it's possible for AI, artificial intelligence, to have consciousness, to become a life form basically, and one day they'll be embodied in bots that actually have feelings and can see and talk and touch and do all these things. Let me know in the comment section. It's been a wonderful video. I think I love talking about this, honestly speaking. I can go on for days, but yeah, there are other things to catch up to. So without wasting more of your time, you can also subscribe to the channel to be part of the family. I would love to reach 1K subs soon. So yeah, the last time I said 500, now I'm saying 1K. I think I need to aim higher. And so the next time I come your way, it's peace.